working now. Going live for the second time for Going Live Anyway this morning. I accidentally went live and the details. No, is it not working? Oh, are we having tech issues today? What is going on? I'm confused. Yes, here we go. It is working. Boom. Good morning. How are you doing? Let me know if you were here on the replay. Drop me a comment in the chat. I'm just sharing this to the Facebook group. I'm exhausted. I'm sorry. I've had such a hard morning. I'm living up to the name of this, which is Going Live Anyway. Busy mum of 4, and it's really hot, and sleeping was really hard. And teenage meltdowns last night and this morning were really real. And baby's currently not asleep for his Going Live Anyway nap, which is fine because the amazing Amos is on the case. And so that is marvellous. Shout out to Amos for watching Arlo. But here we are, Going Live Anyway. And I am super excited because I popped into the Facebook group this morning and I saw that we've got a load of new members queuing up to be let into the group. Jennifer is currently on her way to Albania. She's on her way to go on holiday. And so one of us will be letting all those new members in the group. And it's because Jennifer normally does that, but one of us will be doing it very soon. But I had a look and we've got some great questions been asked by these new rebels. It's like, woohoo! But it's a result of us turning the ads back on because we have the next networking event happening on Thursday, which is super exciting. So we're trying to get really loud about it, gather as many rebels for you to network with as possible. And so, yeah, it's starting to pick up, which is fantastic. And we should have a really good turnout. If you want to come join us for networking this Thursday, all you need to do is get yourself registered. Let me go grab you a link. That would be helpful. I'll grab you a link and I'll drop it in the chat. And one thing we've added, because we don't actually email everyone on our list about every networking event, because, my love, that would be called spamming. And we don't want to be doing that because there's so many networking events and so much going on, actually. So if you sign up for this networking event on the link I've just dropped in, on the next page, we've added a add to calendar. Well, we've added a whole calendar of events that you can sign up for and add them into your calendar. And these are all of our Rebellious Business Networking events. So we've got the networking events, of course, and then we've got some group expert events happening as well that you can see what they are. They're all listed there. We've got one on astrology for your business. We've got a Monday morning, like get ready and planned for the week one. We've got how to network like a pro that happens from time to time. We've got loads of really great events with our group expert rebels leading those events. So you can check all of our upcoming events out on that calendar. Sign up on that link and on the next page you'll see the calendar there. But the next networking event is happening this Thursday. And so that is why we've just turned the ads back on. I'm really happy and excited because we got a cheap cost per lead this morning. I woke up, it was like £1.20 per lead. I'm like, woo, that's good. That's the best way to start the day. Bit of sunshine and a cheap cost per lead. If you're running Facebook ads, you know what I mean. But yes, that was good vibe. And then we've got some great questions from the new rebels that have just joined. As well. So I wanted to answer one of those questions here. And because I've had the most busy morning and I'm absolutely shattered, I haven't prepared. So we're just going to see what happens, which is fine because I know the answer to this question. But it's a really, really great question. It is from, hey, Sam, doing what after this? Oh, what? Get in the calendar. Yeah, do it. Get the calendar. Sam's getting involved. Good morning, Sam. Guys, if you're here with me on the live, let me know. Drop me a message. Drop an emoji for how you're feeling today as well. My emoji would be the, the like really red hot one for like, I'm really too hot. Shouldn't complain because it's cold most of the year, but it's been hard. It's been hard in the loft with no air, not going to lie. So today's question, Cordelia, focus. Today's question is how to approach businesses cold and get a response. how to approach businesses cold and get a response. And that's a great question because, well, there's so many things I want to talk about off the back of that one question. It opens up so many different things, so many cans of worms there. Firstly and foremost, Lee, I want to challenge you, and I want to say, why do you want to reach out to business owners cold? For what reason? The reason why I want to challenge you on that is because a lot of us think that, just check we've got the right microphone. We do. A lot of us think that we need to go and get new people, cold people, etc., and then overlook the people that you've got on your social media accounts already. So if you are just starting a new business and you're wanting to put yourself out there, it's very normal to think, I need to go and find fresh faces, new people, cold people, because no one I know needs what I do. So I've got to build an audience. And actually, that can be a massive oversight, because if you just start putting yourself out there on your own socials and offering your services on your own socials first, you'll find that your first clients will be people you know. It's very rare that your first clients are strangers. And of course, cold people, the cold ones, the vampires of marketing. So dehumanizing how we talk about marketing sometimes. But the cold, if you don't know what that term means, by the way, like when someone's cold, it means that they don't know you, they don't like you, they don't trust you. A bit like if someone didn't know you and they walk past you in the street versus someone that knows you and walks past you in the street, they'd be really warm. Yeah, they'd be like, hey, how are you? Like Sam, if I saw you in the street, we'd get a high five, we'd have a hug, we'd have a chat. But if I didn't know you, we'd be cold with each other in the sense we might be like, hi. If we were in the countryside walking dogs, we would definitely say hello to each other. But generally speaking, like we just walk past each other and it would be cold. So that's what it means, going from taking someone from cold to hot, taking someone from cold to warm, is taking someone from I don't know you, I don't like you, I don't trust you, to I know you, I like you, I trust you, and I'm open to working with you. Yeah. So that's the process that we are taking people on with marketing. We are building relationships with people. We are warming them up to get them to that space. And starting with the cold people is more challenging because they don't know you. You got a lot of work to do. Number one, you've got to get known by them, then you've got to get liked by them, then you've got to be trusted by them. And that's going to take a bit of time. So it's always better to start with people you know, not only for that reason, but also because there is people that you know that know people. And so friends of friends, there's a bit more trust there as well. If somebody says to you, oh, Kate Needle is the best photographer ever, like you need to go and check her out, right? Versus you just see her on Instagram and it's the first time you've ever seen her before and no one's recommended her to you, then, if someone recommends her, there's a bit of trust there already because you trust your friend's judgment, right? And then if you go and find them yourself, you've got to build that relationship from scratch. And maybe you're then looking at testimonials or looking at what people are saying or looking at, and trying to make your mind up yourself. So starting with people you know is really, really good thing to do. Now, you're probably like, Cordelia, all right, I'm not just starting out. I've been doing this a little while. I want to expand my audience. I've done that. I've done the people I know thing. It's time to further my reach. It's why I'm coming to the Rebellious Business Network. It's why I've joined the group. And kudos to you. That's really awesome. So I would still suggest that you want to focus on building relationships with people rather than thinking about it as like cold business person outreach. I only think about how can I build relationships with these business owners or these decision makers or whoever it is that you're trying to get in front of. And so that can be one of the most straightforward and most powerful ways of doing this, by the way, is literally to go into a networking group or some kind of group, someone else's group of some kind, where you know or you feel you've got your kind of ideal clients there. And instead of just trying to like cold pitch or cold connect with people, make yourself a pillar of that community. So you want to have a think about like, what is it that what the people in here need that I can offer, and try and be as helpful as hell. Like try and show up and be as helpful as you can, because what that will do is it will start getting you known within that little network. So for instance, in the Rebellious Business Network, if you were to come in to the network and, show up at the networking events and talk to people in the breakout rooms and be as helpful as you can, and then post into the Facebook group some helpful tips or advice on things and comment on other people's posts, you're going to start to become a well-known member of that group, right? And what that's going to do is going to bring people to you. Oh, yes, Miss Antonia is in the room. I dropped her the link. I was like, Caroline, I'm going live. If you want to come join me, here's the link.
Oh, it is warm.
Isn't it hot? I'm going to have to turn my volume up so I can hear you. Welcome to Restream. We are currently live all over the socials. We're going live anyway, and we're just answering the question, how to approach businesses cold and get a response. Have you? Yeah. Why? What?
Do you know what? Because I realised there was cold. Because I was like, oh, warm. That's an easy one. I love warm.
Oh yeah. No. Well, I've just been saying actually that I recommend not starting with cold, and start with the people you know. Your first clients are often are rarely strangers. they're people you know, or they're friends of friends. So that's a good place to start. But now we're assuming that this person has exhausted those resources and is wanting to further their reach and start scaling. And I've just recommended to be a pillar of someone's community as the first kind of tip and way to do that, and start pulling people towards you rather than doing outreach.
What that equates to is warming people up.
Yeah. Warming people up equals building a relationship with them, like starting to make friends with people, really.
Yeah, it's like that's basically it. Like, if you want to make good money, not necessarily, I don't mean like that. If you want to sell a high ticket item, you're not going to do it to someone who just doesn't know anything about you. Like, let's say, like, someone somewhere might take a punt at like 200 quid for like someone they've just encountered and whatever. But like that percentage of people is going to be too low, really support you unless you have a huge volume of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, it's basically how to approach people cold. Don't try and sell to them. Try and build a relationship with them.
This is why people compare marketing to dating, because it's just the same thing. You're building relationships with people, and as a result of that, that you're getting to a stage where maybe there's a possibility for some commitment to happen. Someone working with you as a client is the same as it's a commitment that they're making. So yeah, if you treat it like dating,
baby. And the outcome is the baby.
The outcome is the baby. Yeah, you don't want to go asking for babies too soon. You'll scare that person away. But it's a case of building relationships. So how can you build relationships with people and focus on that as your primary? If you change the idea of outreach, instead of like, how can I get a response from business owners, it's more like, how can I build relationships with more business owners? How can I get more known in front of business owners? How can I become a trusted person in front of business owners? And the easy answer to that is be helpful. Be as helpful as you can. Be as supportive as you can. Show up and answer questions. Engage with other people's content. And it's so much easier to do that if you dedicate your time and energy to one group or two groups. But if you're just trying to like go to as many networking events as possible so you can hand out as many business cards as possible and get as many calls booked as possible, then you're spreading yourself too thin and you're not going to get those quality relationships.
In all fairness, one thing on that, Matt Black, he loves going to as many networking events as possible. Like, that's his thing. But he did say, one of the things he said, he's like, so he's a prolific networker. Prolific.
Okay.
He loves sales, and he's a sales guy, and he's like, it's a numbers game. However, he said he went to one networking group, he got 0 leads and sales from it, and then 3 weeks later he went back again and he had loads of people coming up to him. He's like, oh, they just needed to see me again.
That warmth.
So he did firstly he did a lot, but he did warm those people up. But like, that networking group is not available every single day anyway, so you can't be that like pillar in that community like the whole time. He has to kind of like, so he's being a pillar in lots of people's community. But
sure.
Dizzy with that, I'd be like, oh Lord, what was like, I forget which room I was in. Should I tell the story?
Yeah, go on.
So while we're relating it to dating, right? You must know this story, but so when I'm dating, I try and get volume. like I want to get like lots of dates in the diary, just because it's like,
Yeah.
you know what, just I don't have time to invest all my energy into one person and then it not go well. So I always like try and get lots of people in. And one of the things, the reason for that as well, is because someone I'll end up going on a date with them, be like, oh, it's not working, and then I'll go on a date with someone I don't like, whoa, you've really like challenged my perspective. So I try and be not very discerning at like dating app stage, and just more discerning in person, and be like, okay, yeah, this is going to work out them. And this one time I went on a date with someone, and I got there, and I instantly fancied him, and I was really surprised. I was like, oh, I just really wasn't expecting this. Anyway, so he sits down, and he's like, I got us. He said, I sat down. He said, oh, I got us this seat by the window so we could people watch. I went, oh, you like to people watch? And he went, yeah, we had this conversation. I was like, okay, all right, yeah, of course, yes, of course we did. And then he started saying about the army or whatever. And I was like, oh, you're in the military? He's like, we've had this conversation. I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, do you even know who you're on a date with? I was like, I'm going to be honest, I don't. I really don't. like this is all brand new to me. I'm really sorry, but like, and I really, like, I've just got to be straight up. Like I just, yeah, no, sorry, I don't really know who you are, but this is going really well. And so can we just pretend we've had no conversation? Because I'm not going to be able to remember anything we've said. And he said something else, like, oh, you're that guy. Oh, yeah, okay, I remember who you are now.
Oh my God, I hope he called you Dory, like forevermore.
It was a Dory moment. It was like, I don't know what it was. Probably like a Regina George moment. It was so like, I must have looked like such a I had to be transparent. I was like, I just don't want to invest too much time in someone I don't know. And I think that's reasonable. I think that's really fair. But now I've met you and I've got a connection with you. I'm more interested in.
I would find it impossible to remember all the conversations over text until I've met that person, and then I can put face to the words.
One boyfriend I had, not you're the. I'm not going to say, but they. When I went on a date with them, I really liked them, and then they reminded me of what they're open. Like one of the things they said, I was like, oh, you're that guy. I couldn't believe he said it. I was like, oh, that was a terrible thing to say. Like, you're lucky I forgot that you said that, because otherwise I wouldn't have been here. Like, but I ended up dating him for a while. So, yeah.
Oh, anyway, so what's that got to do with it?
Right. So what it's got to do with it is, no, I forget. Marketing, dating.
Yeah. Good opportunity for a dating tale.
It's like, building lots of relationships. This is it.
Okay.
I didn't. So like where I'm going to lots of different places, lots of different people, I haven't really got a sense of like a group. Like I don't really know who they are necessarily. I can't put faces to names. I can't and it gets you a bit like tangled.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like that was my point. It's like when you've got like, I think when it's all separated and segregated out, you can kind of get yourself in knots, which is fine, obviously, but it means that like you're kind of like, so for instance, like, it's not very organized. It's not very, I don't know, but it's just like, I'm lucky in the fact that I went to these dates and it was okay that I'd missed, like I'd not remembered who these people were in that situation. But imagine that's a business conversation. Like that just doesn't go down well. Someone's like, oh no, that it
doesn't make the person feel very special.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like a bit, I think if you're dating, it's a little bit different. There's lower standards. I don't know, but it's just a bit different. So I think there's definitely merit in having like lots of quantity and spread across lots of places. But I think, and this takes dating out of it, because you don't necessarily want your own community of prospects with dating. Like, hi guys, meet and mingle. But I do think like going into having one place and kind of having the familiarity of your environment, and like, I don't know, that's kind of what it is. I was kind of just saying it gets you in tangles.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the dating analogy is just really good for illustrating how we build trust with people. and lead up to that that commitment. And working together is the same as a commitment in any other sense. So, but yeah, it's really it's a helpful analogy, and it's very overused. I once stood on stage in front of like a few hundred people and was like, right now we're playing a game of business Tinder, and I had like a Tinder profile of my own on the on the slide. It was very fun. It's a great analogy for marketing. One of the best ways, though, I would say, in terms of reaching out to cold business owners, is like stop trying to do it one-to-one. One-to-one is very limiting. So, all these one-to-one conversations that you're having, whether it be going to networking events and being in the breakout rooms and having that one-to-one conversation, and then having a one-to-one conversation in the DMs and a one-to-one conversation here, like if you've got to a point where that's feeling limiting and that's feeling like a bit of a bottleneck, it's time to start thinking about one-to-many conversations, right? And thinking about how can you speak to multiple people at the same time? How can you get out in front of lots of cold business owners and warm them up? And one of the best ways to do that is through running your own network, having your own community, being the leader of your own group, being the leader of your own network or your own live events of some kind. Like, have you ever thought about doing that? What are your thoughts on that? Because that would be a really good way to attract your business owners in and position yourself as a leader, and then also
yeah, imagine if I did like a speed dating event, but I'm the only woman. Like, come on, gather around, right?
Yeah, but this is where it doesn't fully relate to, you can't, the analogy only goes so far.
Like, if you are dating and you are the one person, the one woman in the room, and you've got like a room of men, how much easier is that? Like, it does work as an analogy because it's not feasible. No man can turn up to that event. But like, if that was the situation, the demand for you is so high. Like, you're like, yeah, this is I'm this. Well, I don't know. Anyway, I'm really trying to bridge it to dating, but it just doesn't need to be.
No, it doesn't need to be. I think the analogy only goes so far, but yeah, I mean, it could be an effective way. Who knows? But I think, yeah, like leading your own group things that are going to attract people in is going to be a really good way of doing it. Let's have a look at what Sam is saying. Sam's saying, I love that. And to be fair, my clients all came from people I'm in groups with. And to be fair, I even got a client recently from just working my part-time job, reducing stuff and stacking sandwiches. And yeah, it's exactly it. You just don't know where your client's going to come from. You want to be networking everywhere you go and seeding what you do everywhere you go. It's a really, really good idea. I think though, the one-to-many conversation thing is where you take it to the next level, because it also builds a lot of authority for you too. And so you can be building, relationships with a lot of people at the same time. There's a couple of ways in which you can do that in the Rebellious Business Network, by the way. One way is to just go live into the network or create videos into the network and speak to the rebels, right? It's like one-to-many conversations. That's going to enable you to build relationships with a lot of people in the group and become known for what it is that you do. Another way is, if you have the promo pass, if you're in the Rebels Business Tribe, or you've got access to the promo pass, we can actually facilitate live sessions for you where you come and deliver one of the group expert sessions to the whole group. And that is a really good way to start speaking one-to-many. So you get to position yourself in the Rebellious Business Network as an expert, and then, do that in front of lots of people and build a lot of relationships. And of course, those people are cold right now because you've only just joined, right? So it's going to be a great way to build relationships with those people. Arlo's starting to cry. I'm going to have to start to wrap this. Have you got anything you want to add, Caroline?
Yes. Do not try and force an analogy between dating and business. It really falls short. But dating and business are similar.
No, there's so many similarities. It's the best analogy for marketing. I love it so much.
But you don't want one. No, there's so many ways that it's not the same. But yeah, so that's my thought.
Right, baby's going mad. We're going to have to stop going live anyway and go and put the baby. I mean, he's with Amos, but I can tell that Amos is struggling. But there we go. I hope that answers your question. One thing I want to let you know about before we go, we haven't actually publicly announced this yet at all. So I'm just going to drop it here casually and then run, which is the fact that if you have thought about running your own network, and you want to have your own group and you want to have your own network and be the leader of that in front of lots of people and start having more one-to-many conversations, we have a live masterclass happening next week, where you can come and learn how to launch and run your very own network. It is on this link here. Get yourself registered, and you could be running your own network empire instead of having all these one-to-one conversations at networking events, starting to get out in front of a lot more people and commanding the room. I must stop commanding this room now, though. I must go. Lots of love. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.